DeAndre Hopkins went on ESPN yesterday and said that he is. First, he said, I do think I'm the best receiver in the NFL. Then he just kind of went at it again. He said, nah, yeah, I am. I know I'm the best receiver in the NFL. I don't disagree. I think if you're a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL, you can look at yourself as a top receiver in the NFL. And if you say you're a top receiver in the NFL, I'm not going to be mad at you. If Odell said he's a top receiver in the NFL, cool. It's for you to be in that position. You better believe you're the top receiver in the NFL, and that's why I don't have a problem with DBs coming out and Patrick Peterson and the beef that we've seen with Richard Sherman and Revis back, at that time, and Pat P and all that. But if somebody's like the 10th best receiver in the NFL and then you're saying you're top 5, now I have a little problem with that because you're disrespecting the guys who actually are better than you. Like, don't put yourself ahead of these guys. So then we see problems with that occasionally as well, and then that's when I'll call you out. But DeAndre Hopkins he might be the best receiver in the NFL. I think it's between DeAndre Hopkins, Michael Thomas, and Julio Jones. Those 3. If Antonio Brown was playing, I think he'd be right up there, and it's kind of really up to you who you want to take, and I have no problem with it. And like I said, Odell kind of sneaks himself in that conversation occasionally, but last year was so bad for him, and it was so irrelevant that I can't really see him in that right now. But I don't have a problem with DeAndre Hopkins saying that.
No, I mean, the reason he is saying that is because, like you said, it's because Antonio Brown doesn't have a job, and I don't even think it'd be close personally. I think Antonio Brown's by far. I mean, that man, he's different. There's things that he does on that field. He is the ultimate game changer. Like, this dude is, coming from, 6th-round draft pick and doing all, putting up crazy numbers, being consistent year in, year out, starting off as a backup practice squad and just working his way up. And what he's done is Antonio Brown's a different breed. But yeah, man, DeAndre, I mean, I'm not going to get, like you said, those 5, it's like interchangeable. If you it's preference. If you like Julio more, I mean, then there's some angles you can hit and say no, this is not. But it's not like saying Adam Thielen's the best receiver in football. But right. It's not that crazy. So I do DeAndre Hopkins. I would say right now, him, Michael Thomas, Julio, like you said, even Tyreek Hill. Because Tyreek Hill, he has improved on his route running and stuff like that. He is now a game changer. He came in just speed.
Yeah, I'm a little hesitant on Tyreek Hill, putting him as a pure receiver.
He's got a lot better.
He has got a lot better, but he's still a speed demon that's going to kill you with his speed. And for some reason, defenses let him. It's unbelievable to me when you put 8 in the box when you're playing Tyreek Hill. I mean, I know the Chiefs are very good there, and that credit to Andy Reid to be able to make defenses respect the run game like that when you do have a deep threat like you do in Tyreek Hill. And there's so many weapons at the same time. When you have Travis Kelce underneath, and the other receivers are speed demons as well. Not only that, but they're pretty good, and the run game they have is good, and it's going to be better now. But Tyreek Hill, if he didn't have all that help, I don't know how, because it's easy to put a guy over the top and keep him there. But we see Tyreek Hill constantly just beating guys deep, and he has been a better route runner recently. But I can't put him with DeAndre Hopkins and Michael Thomas and Julio.
I would say that's fair in a way. I think Tyreek Hill though he's really good, and if he has another great year, that's another year under his belt for you. I think he's really improved. But DeAndre,
he's right there. I think he's top 7, like 7, 8. Like, I think he's right there. Oh, and it's just a matter. Like I might take him over Odell. I think Odell's more naturally gifted at wide receiver, not as an athlete, but at wide receiver. But he keeps it up.
In the last few years, trumps Odell's injuries and stuff.
Exactly. And if he keeps it up, then I do think he's going to be better than Odell. But right now, I think he's a better athlete than he is a receiver. And but he's a really good receiver. Like I said, I have him top 7, top 8. So if you're there, you're really good.
For sure. Now going back to DeAndre Hopkins, the main point. I mean, you want him to say this, right? Like and he has the production to back it up. So and all the things he said, he kind of did, throw those, subtle shots at Julio and Michael Thomas. If I had Drew Brees my whole career, if I had Matt Ryan, because he was playing with a Brandon Wheat and a TJ Yates for, a few years, and golly, I don't know, more people. More.
He came out of Clemson with Sammy Watkins, and that rookie year, even the next year, everybody's only talking about Sammy Watkins. I mean, You know what DeAndre Hopkins can do, but nobody's talking about D-Hop like that. And Sammy Watkins was the biggest thing, and now obviously, I don't know, he's probably a garbage man somewhere. Or he's with the Chiefs?
Sammy Watkins had a good year last year.
All right, he had a good year. My fault. But compared to what he's supposed to be and what he had those years, he's fallen off. Yeah, he's fallen off tremendously. But DeAndre Hopkins, ended up, if you look at that class, like DeAndre Hopkins, the cream of the crop, man.
Just know Cowboys almost paid Sammy Watkins $16 million a year a couple years ago. But
yeah, well, good thing they didn't. But no, to your point, you gotta be able to recognize yourself as a top receiver in the NFL. And if I'm a fan of a team that has a receiver and that is within those ranks, within the top 5, I want him to say he's the best receiver in the NFL, because not only do you see like the kind of confidence that this receiver has, and just you want that from your receiver. You don't want your receivers just being quiet and kind of nonchalant. But it gives it an element to where it's like, you got to back that up now. Like, so whenever I hear a defensive back talking, Richard Sherman has been a huge, talker. I'm the best, this, best, that. Patrick Peterson as well, as far as defensive backs goes. They now they talk, it's like, they got to back it up. So I feel even more confident if a receiver or a defensive back is talking, because if they're not putting in the work right now, they're not going to be talking. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to put yourself out on a limb for anybody to come take you and anybody to come embarrass you, because then it's like, damn, look what he said. And like DeAngelo Hall, when he got was it DeAndre Hopkins, right? DeAndre Hopkins like broke his ankles and
Hard Knocks.
And on Hard Knocks, the dude got hurt and everything, but DeAngelo Hall was like a prime example of talking and don't put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And you get embarrassed because you weren't set up for it. So if somebody's talking like that and it's like, damn, okay, like I believe in you because I don't think you're gonna put yourself in that position to get fully embarrassed,
No, 100%. And DeAndre Hopkins, man, he got the confidence. He's got the route running. He's got the whole thing. He's got the catch radius. He's got the hands.
The catch radius is what's ridiculous. I think that's what might put him at 1. If he is at 1.
His catch radius, and that's the difference between him and some receivers, kind of like Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper's a good receiver. Catch radius isn't the best. So, we'll short arm some things. DeAndre Hopkins is great. He's got the complete package. I think a lot of receivers, when they come in the NFL, it's like people want them to be a DeAndre Hopkins. You see, it's a DeAndre Hopkins prototype.
Well, CD Lamb drafted by the Dallas Cowboys. That's the comparison a lot of people are throwing out there. DeAndre Hopkins,
because you're not overly huge, you're not overly jacked. You're not looking like DK Metcalf or Julio Jones. You're not 6'5", and you're not running a 4.2 like Tyreek Hill. So it's kind of like the prototype built, but he just put all the work in. He everything he do is so good. And I will say this: he's been really great with Deshaun Watson, right?
Yeah.
Now he's in a system that's totally different with Kyler Murray and them. I'm not saying going from the quarterback change, because I love Kyler Murray. I think he's really good. I'm not saying Kyler Murray is this much better than Deshaun Watson, because he's not better yet. Yeah. But the system they're in with Kingsbury, they run a lot of RPO. They run a lot of a quick game. They run a lot of things that gets defense moving more. With Houston, we know they're throwing to Hopkins, because Will Fuller's probably on the sideline for 6 weeks. He's hurt. So there wasn't it wasn't really hard to game plan for, and he was still putting up gaudy numbers.
Still doing his thing, yeah.
And now he's going to be with a team that he might have less targets. He might, but I think the production, I think the touchdowns, I think the yards might go up even more, because he's going to be where it's a lot more moving for that defense, because their offense is a lot more hard to game plan for. And I think it's product of him saying this right now. Or product of it is him being in this system. He knows, like, hey, I could put up some real numbers this year, and I can really.
Right.
I can undoubtedly I will pass up Michael Thomas's 150 catches off, because his yards per catch isn't the greatest. It's not no 16, 17. I think DeAndre Hopkins saying, hey, watch what I do this year in this system. I'm the best receiver. Watch.
Yeah, that's part of the whole thing too, because and him on ESPN talking about it and everything, he was saying the confidence he does have in this Arizona offense and going forward, and Kyler Murray and everything like that. So the offense as a whole, I do think is going to be better. I don't know if Kyler is better than DeAndre or than Deshaun Watson, excuse me, but he's confident in that offense. And if you like Kingsbury or not, that team is predicated off what that offense can do. And he's putting a whole success unit around Kyler Murray. So it's up to Kyler to really do what he can. And now he gave Kyler didn't have a top. Yeah, Larry Fitzgerald, but Larry Fitzgerald is nearly on his, he's on his way out.
Yeah.
He's maybe a couple years left. But now he has Fitzgerald, who's that veteran guy who can still he's still putting up numbers. Like if you want to talk about Tom Brady's being productive when he's old, I don't think we talk about Larry Fitzgerald enough because Larry Fitzgerald is playing a position where you have to be, where it's even harder to play that long, and he's doing it. And he's being very productive. He's still that guy you want to try to find on third down. He's more of a possession receiver now. He's not that deep threat catch it, over the top guy that he used to be. But he's still that guy. And then now you have DeAndre Hopkins there, so you're building a little offense around Kyler. And I do think that DeAndre Hopkins feels pretty good about them going forward. They've obviously been doing some workouts together. They've been training together. So we'll see. But the fact that Hopkins does have this confidence, I do think it's good. I think it's a good thing. It's a good sign.
Who are you taking, him or Thomas? I think it's between them two for everybody. Him or Michael Thomas? Hopkins or Michael Thomas?
I'll take Julio overall.
Oh, you take all of them? You take Julio?
Yeah, I'll take Julio overall.
I think Julio's red zone production. It's not all his fault. I think that would be the limit.
Yeah, exactly.
Julio, though, his skill set is on, but I think because it's all about, you got to go production too in football. I just think the touchdown, which is not really his fault.
It's not.
But
this dude's receiving. This dude's getting like 1,500 yards a season, like average. And the fact that he doesn't get in the end zone, it's a lot. Like you see guys like Calvin Ridley scoring like 4 touchdowns a game. It's just right. I don't know. I don't think it's on Julio Jones that he's not getting in the end zone that much.
For sure not. But then you got to kind of look at. That's why I look at Hopkins, like the production. That's why I think Hopkins is, because Antonio Brown is not signed. I would say Hopkins, in my opinion. I think he's the best in the game right now. And Michael Thomas he'll probably cry about this comment on DeAndre Hopkins. He'll whine and say, that's what Michael Thomas does. But DeAndre Hopkins, Michael, I think he's better than you.
Yeah, it's really close. I think right now the receiving class that we have as far as like the top 5 receivers is maybe the best ever. Like the best we've ever seen as far as it's deep as hell, man. Like when you look at it over the past 10 years, like it's always 2 guys really. All right, who's the best? Like for a while you were talking about Randy Moss or T.O. Then after that, you had the Andre Johnson and Larry Fitzgerald,
Calvin Johnson.
Right? And then Calvin came up, and then you had Dez right there for a little bit. Calvin, Dez, like you were kind of talking there. And now it's like, man, all these guys. And then if you want to hop right out of the top 5, now you're talking about Mike Evans. Chris Godwin's really up there now. If you do like Adam Thielen like that, he's pretty damn good. Tyreek Hill's right there.
Really good. Cooper's good.
Right, I'm taking Cooper. I'm holding back on Cooper Kupp. But
Cooper Kupp, he's a dog.
Speaking of Coop, though, Amari Cooper's up there. I think Amari Cooper. You mentioned Tyreek Hill earlier. I think Amari Cooper and Tyreek Hill are very, very close.
I would take Cooper Kupp over Amari Cooper, I think.
Okay, that's a hot take. That's a take for another day. That's spicy hot. That's spicy hot.
Cooper Kupp's good, man. And I know he's going to be on the field on the biggest play of the game. I hope.
Okay.
Mari Cooper came out on a 4th down, man. No, Mari Cooper looks off for me.
Like he's and there you go. He's one of those guys that doesn't really talk, so it's.
But he's talented.
He's talented. But I like my receivers. Talented. I like my receivers saying a little something and being forced to back it up because you know what they're expecting to do anyways. But. The receiving class is deep as hell, man. That top 5 class, the top 5 the threshold right there, it's kind of tough.
You got about 13, 14 guys, 12, 13 guys that are just, you can say these guys are elite. That's how good, that's how talented, these guys are at catching the football now.
But D-Hop is top 3. I'll give him that. And if you want to give him 1, by all means, and he believes he's 1, go ahead.
That's good.